Hi everyone, welcome to this Saunders Tech Talk on virtual reality and how we're using it in construction. So the last Tech Talk we touched briefly on 3D models that we're using to make the drawings for the buildings and how those 3D models come from our design teams. We produce some, our subcontractors produce some, they model their portions of the work. But oftentimes the design team, specifically the architects, really spend a lot of time developing those models to show things like furniture, lights, ceilings, cabinets, dishwashers, TVs, desks. They really model in a lot of detail. And that's very helpful for people who may not be familiar with looking at 2D drawings to virtually experience what their space is going to feel like before it's built. When we use VR, we're most commonly using the architect's model. So it's really important for us to be able to talk to them and have a really good working relationship with the architect to make sure the VR experience is accurate, complete, and enjoyable for the end user, whether that's an owner or like here it's the Colorado Health Foundation's building. This is their 3D model that you're seeing here, just to make sure we get it right and we're on the same page. So there are several different ways to experience 3D models or buildings in virtual reality, or VR as we call it sometimes. This is one way that we're doing it. This is the Oculus Rift that we've used on several jobs. And here is actually an image of one of our project teams out at Riverdale Animal Shelter using the Oculus Rift with that's actually the head veterinarian that has the headset on. What she's doing is she's reviewing all of the outlet locations throughout the building to make sure that we're getting all the outlets in the correct spot. So rather than looking at a set of drawings and trying to figure out by looking, at the electrical drawings, the architect's drawings, where all the outlets are going to be, we were able to put the Oculus Rift headset on her, and she was actually able to walk through her building in the virtual space and review all those outlet locations to make sure everything was where it needed to be. And this was before we even broke ground on the building. We also use a program called Nscape on computers to virtually walk our buildings. So like I said at the beginning of the video, this is one of the buildings that we built several years ago, the Colorado Health Foundation, but you can see the amount of detail that the design team put into this model. So as you're walking through the building right now, just to give you a quick tutorial on Nscape, I am in fly mode. You can see the little wings up here. I can turn that on and off to go into walk mode, and if I'm walking, I'm actually kind of stuck to the ground. It's kind of like flying through a video game, right? I'm kind of, you can see I'm going up the stairs. I can't really walk. I can't really fly through any walls. If I go back into fly mode, so click that button or hit the space bar, I can go anywhere, including through walls. It's a little bit confusing. There you go. I just popped up by some chairs on the second level here. But that kind of shows you how to use Nscape a little bit. There's also some settings over here where you can play with brightness, the different visual aspects, but I just wanted to show you this is another way that we're able to work with the end users of a building, let them walk through what their space is going to look like let them see the office that they're going to be in before we actually start building the building. So a few more quick tips here on Nscape. You can see down at the bottom, if you're on your computer, it tells you how you can fly through. So the arrows help you move forward or sideways. You can look around by holding down the left mouse button. So you can actually walk around. And like I said, if you go from fly mode to walk mode, it's not going to let you accidentally walk through any walls, or it will only let you go through doors. So sometimes that's a better way to walk through the building and actually get a feeling for what the spaces are like. So we're going to go into the office up here on the right. Because I'm in walk mode in Nscape, I've got to go through the door. And now I'm in this, looks like it's a little conference room here. You can see the table, the TV on the wall, and some lights. But this has proven to be highly valuable in reviewing these buildings with owners and the end users, just to make sure we get everything right and we're all on the same page. But as you'll notice, as we look around in this model, it looks pretty real. It gives the people that are flying around in virtual reality a good feeling for the spaces, where furniture goes, where outlets go, where TVs are. But it doesn't quite look like a fully rendered final building. You can kind of still tell it's a computer image. So the other way that we experience VR is through what we called more rendered views. So this is a quick view that we put together for one of the rec centers that we're working on. And the difference is it's still developed from the same 3D model from the design team, with some elements that we added in, the ductwork, some detail to the pool. But you can see this looks a lot more realistic, and some design teams that we partner with are very good at making these 3D rendered views look very real, as if you're standing in the space. You almost wouldn't be able to tell the difference between reality and what you're viewing, either with the Oculus headset on or on a computer. So this is a great way for somebody to get a really good feeling for the type of finishes going in a building, like the type of tile that's being used, the carpet, the color paint on the walls, if there's a highly important entry area to a building that the owner wants to see, to make sure that it fits with what they have in their mind for the final design. Then we can partner with the design team. They put a lot of the work in on the front end to make sure it's going to look exactly the way that they're envisioning it, and then we can share that with an owner in a 3D rendered view like this. So now what you're seeing here is one of the models. It's actually our Saunders Headquarters model in Nscape, so the program that we use. And we'd like to invite whoever would like to take some time and fly through some of the buildings that we're working on right now, and explore our headquarters. We've actually hidden throughout the building. We've hidden a number of these Saunders logos, so a challenge to you kiddos out there to see how many logos you can find in our Saunders headquarters. There's the front desk right there. We'd love for you to take some time and explore these buildings virtually, fly around, see what you can find, and let us know how many logos you found in. So thanks for joining us today, and have fun exploring.